Hello students, I am Sachitrakar. Welcome to Cars Physics. We are continuing chapter number 3, Current Electricity. In just previous lecture, we have discussed the fundamental concepts on resistance, resistivity, conductance and conductivity. Okay. Of course, we have discussed the factors on which all these four physical quantities depend. Okay. In this lecture, we'll discuss numericals on resistance of a conductor. Numericals on resistance of a conductor. Okay. So, we'll discuss different range of numericals. Okay. But before starting the lecture, I would like to thank to all my dear children that I am really impressed due to your support and inspiration. Okay? So which will lead me or inspire me to do more better things for you. Be with me, and be a part of this journey. I will try my level best for you. Thanks, my children. Thanks. Okay. So resistance, we have five. We will do some numericals on resistance. All we know. Resistance is given as rho L by A. Okay. So all these we have already discussed in previous lecture. Again, from the beginning, I would like to advise my dear children who have not gone through the previous lectures, just go through. And I hope you will have interest in physics, you will have love in physics. Okay? And all these we have already discussed. So first thing, resistance depends upon which factors? Resistance depends upon which factors? This is resistivity or specific resistance rho. Resistivity depends upon nature of material and temperature. Of course, resistance depends upon nature of material, temperature, and another two factors are there: length of conductor and area of cross section of conductor. So resistance depends upon four factors: nature of material or nature of substance, temperature, length, and area of cross section. So variation of resistance due to change in temperature we'll discuss in just the coming lecture. Okay, how resistance changes due to change in temperature in case of conductor and semiconductor. Of course, we will have an idea on superconductor in just next lecture. In this lecture, we will do only some numericals on resistance of a conductor. Means, for a given material at a given temperature, if rho is constant, since resistivity depends upon nature of material and temperature, for a given material at a given temperature, rho is constant, so resistance varies. A resistance proportional to L by A. Okay. So if length changes, then resistance changes. If area of cross section changes, then resistance changes. Okay. Of course, it's very clear that if length of a wire, if length of a conductor changes, if area of cross section also changes. Okay. So individually we may say resistance directly proportional to length. If area of cross section is kept constant, resistance inversely proportional to area of cross section if length is constant. Okay. If both vary, then resistance is proportional to L by A. So we will discuss on this factor, resistance proportional to L by A, in this lecture. Okay. will have different range of numericals. What will happen to resistance if a wire, means conducting wire, having certain resistance is elongated and compressed, okay, due to increase in length, due to decrease in length, due to increase in area of cross section, due to decrease in area of cross section. Of course, we will have some basic numericals as well as some application level numericals which are useful or helpful for your future competitive studies like NEET and JEE. Let's start. Be ready, have interest, keep your pen and paper ready. Then we'll discuss numericals and enjoy the class. Again, I will assure this lecture will build the fundamental so that you will do all types of numericals and resistance due to variation of length and variation of area of cross section. Have confidence. Let's enjoy now. Okay. So, let's start from very easy level numerical. We'll do fundamental, basic range numericals which are applied for your board level exam as well as some numericals for competitive base. Okay. First question. The question is very simple. Okay. If length of a wire is doubled by stretching it, how its resistance will change. I'm writing in simpler way. Question may be given in this pop-up form. Okay. It may be given. The wire is stretched so as to double its length. Okay. If initial resistance is R, then find final resistance. The question may be asked in different ways. Okay. Let's consider wire. These are cross-sectional areas, A and A, uniform wire, length is L, resistivity of specific resistance is rho. Let initial resistance is R1, you may take L1, A1, then initial resistance is rho, L1 by A1. Now it is stretched to double its length. Okay? Now it is stretched so that its length becomes double. So this is final length which is equal to twice that of original length or initial length. Let area of cross section now becomes A. A1, A2, A2. A simple concept. If a wire is either stretched or compressed, length changes and area of cross section also changes, but volume remains constant. So it is very simple. If length is double, then area of cross section will half. Okay, we'd like to see volume is constant, A2, L2, volume, final volume is equal to A1, L1, initial volume. Then A, in place of L2, we may write 2L1, A1, L1. L1 get cancelled, then area of cross section is half. If length is doubled, area of cross section is half. Okay. If length becomes three times, then area of cross section becomes 1/3. Simple concept. Okay. Then final resistance is R2. Resistivity is constant. Resistivity is independent of dimensions. Resistivity depends upon nature and temperature. So rho L2 by L. So resistance is rho. In place of L2, we may write 2L1. In place of A2, we may write A1 by 2. And resistance will become 2 into 2, 4. Rho L1 by L1 means 4 into R1. R1 is rho L1 by A1. So in place of rho L1 by A1, we may write R1. 6. If length is a double, then final resistance R2 becomes 2 square into R1. Okay. So you should have basic tricks left. The length of a wire becomes n times that of original length. By stretching it, I am not writing, you just think it. If length of a wire becomes n times that of original length by stretching it, how its resistance will change? See, in place of double, we may write n times. So here, this is, in place of L to n L1, L1 gets cancelled, then final area is 1 by n times. 1 by n times that of original area, final resistance, rho L2 by A2. Here L2 is NL1 and A2 is A1 by N, and it will come N square into rho L1 by A1, and you may write N square into R. So R2 is equal to N square into R1. Here 2 square into R1. So what's your basic trick? If length becomes n times by stretching it, then resistance becomes n square times that of original resistance. This is your trick. Okay. So you may take length is double, then length is a triple, length becomes quadruple, whatever may. Just put here 2 square, 3 square, or 4 square, depending upon the situation. This is about increase in length. Let's now think about decrease in length. Length of a wire becomes 1 by 2 times or 1 by 3 times or 1 by n times that of original length by compressing it. See, if the wire is stretched or elongated, then length will increase. If the wire is compressed, then length will decrease. Now we have compressed. The length will decrease. How the length changes? Final length becomes half the initial length. Means in place of 1 by 2, we have taken 1 by 1. Okay. Or 1/3 of the initial length. Then in place of 3, we have taken n. Then how its resistance will change? Okay. So initial resistance, see, the value of n may be 2, 3, 4, 5, etc., whatever may be, but the wire is compressed and initial resistance is rho L1 by A1. Now it is compressed. So if it's compressed, then length becomes L2, decreases, and L2 is equal to 1 by n times that of original length. Now this is area of cross section. If length decreases, then the area of cross section increases, so as to keep the volume constant. In similar way, you may write A to L2 is equal to A1 L1, A2 in place of L2, we may write L1 by N, A1, L1 get cancelled, then A2 is equal to N times that of original area of cross section. Its length decreases. 1 by n times. Then area of cross section increases n times so as to keep the volume constant, and now final resistance is rho L2 by rho. In place of L2 we may write L1 by N. In place of A2 we may write Na1, and R2 is equal to 1 by N square into rho L1 by A1, and final resistance is rho L1 by A1 is initial resistance R1 by N square. This is your answer. If it is 1 by 2 times, then N is 2, then final resistance is R1 by 4, means 1/4 of initial resistance. If 1 by N is given as 1/3, 1 by 3, then final resistance will become 1 by 3 square, means 1 by 9 times that of original resistance. Okay, length may increase by stretching or length may decrease by compressing. This is about length. Just have this sub tricks. Okay. Then about change in area of cross section, or we may take due to change in radius of area of cross section or diameter of area of cross section. These are very simple and numericals and applicable for your board range questions. These are board range questions, and finally we will approach competitive range numericals also. Okay. Then about the area of cross section. See, if length is double, area of cross section becomes half. Okay. If length is double, area of cross section becomes half. If length becomes half, area of cross section becomes double. You can do it easily. Now I'm changing the question a little bit. So increase or decrease in area of cross section may be expressed. Increase in decrease in diameter or radius of area of cross section if we are considering a cylindrical wire with circular cross section. I am writing the question. Okay. A conducting wire. Suppose I am now discussing about compression. Conducting wire is compressed. So that its radius, its diameter or radius, whatever you may write, radius of area of cross section becomes 1 by 3 times that of original radius. Okay. 1 by 3 times that of original radius. Then find ratio of final to initial resistance. Very simple and two fundamental. Find ratio final to initial resistance. So diameter or radius, same thing, they may change. So let's consider this is the first wire, means initial. The length of the wire is L1. Okay. This is area of cross section. This is area of cross section. Okay. This is area of cross section. So this is the radius. Radius is R1. Okay. Then resistivity we will assume rho. Then initial resistance is rho L by A. If this is circular area, then area is pi R1 square. Area is pi R1 square. This is initial condition. So it is compressed so that radius of area of cross section, it is elongated. Sorry, it is elongated. elongated. If it is compressed, then radius will increase. By mistake, I have written compressed. It is elongated now. So it's now elongated. Okay. So here, this is circular area and radius of area of cross-section is R2, length becomes L2. Again, we have to keep the volume constant. So initial volume A1 L1, final volume A2 L. So area of cross-section, initial area of cross-section is pi R1 square, initial length is L1, final area of cross-section is pi R2 square, and final length is L2. Pi get cancelled, then initial radius is R1 square, length is L1, and I think it's given radius of area of cross-section becomes 1/3. In place of R2 we may write R1 by 3 square, R2 square, and final radius R2 is equal to 1/3 of R1 into L2. Then R1 square L1 is equal to R1 square by 9 into L2. R1 square get cancelled. Then L2 is equal to 9 L1. L2 is equal to 9 L1. Clear? Then what will be its resistance? Initial resistance is R1. Final resistance is R2. This length is L2. Resistivity remains constant because it is independent of dimension rho L2 by A2. So rho, in place of L2 we may write 9L1. In place of A2 we may write pi R2 square. Pi R2 square, but here R2 is R1 by 3. So R2 square means R1 square divided by 9. So R2 is equal to 9 into 9, 81. Inside bracket we may write rho L1 by pi R1 square, and R2 is equal to 81 times rho L1 by pi R1 square is R1 initial resistance, and your answer is ratio of final to initial resistance R2 by R1 is 81, means R2 is to R1 is equal to 81 is to 1. This is your answer. Very simple, two simple numericals only. These are fundamental board-based numericals. Okay. Then now let's take a numerical in which we have to find percentage change in resistance. Percentage change in resistance due to percentage change in resistance due to percentage change in length of wire. Okay. Obviously, if there is percentage increase in length, there will be percentage increase in resistance. If percentage decrease in length, then there will be percentage decrease in resistance. Okay. So length increases, resistance increases. Okay. Two fundamental, and of course may be applied for basic numerical in NEET, etc. Basic numericals. I am writing like this. This is a new question. And wire is stretched so that its length increases by 20%. Its length increases by 20%. Okay. Then find C. If a wire is elongated, then length will increase. But it is mentioned that length increases by 20%. Length increases by 20%. Then what is asked? Find percentage percentage increase in resistance of wire. Find percentage increase in resistance of wire. Too simple, too fundamental. Okay. Let's imagine this is the wire. Okay. Initial cross-sectional area A1, initial length L1, resistivity is rho. Initial area A1, initial length L1, and resistivity is rho. Then initial resistance is rho L1 by A1. Clear? Now it is stretched. Now it is stretched. Second case, now it is stretched. So final length is L2, final area is A2, resistivity is also. So it is mentioned, length increases by 20%. So what will be final length? Final length will be initial length plus 20% of initial length. Length increases by 20%. So final length is initial length plus 20% of initial length. This is the increase in length. So L2 is equal to L1 into 1 plus 20 by 100 means 1 by 5. So L2 is equal to 5 plus 1, 6 by 5 L1. See, if length increases, then area of cross section decreases. Too simple. Length increases. Final length is 6 by 5 of L1. Obviously, final area will be 5 by 6 of initial area. For your clarity, I am doing here A2, L2 is equal to A1, L1. Okay. Final area is A2. Final length is L2. In place of L2, we will write 6 by 5 L1 is equal to A1, L1, L1 get cancelled. Then A2 is equal to 5 by 6 into A1. So length increases 6 by 5. Length becomes 6 by 5 into initial length, so area decreases. 5 by 6 times that initial area. Then what is final resistance? Rho L2 by A2. Rho L2. See, L2 is 6 by 5 L1. A2 is 5 by 6 A1. Then what is final resistance? 6 by 5 into 6 by 5 divided by 5 by 6, it will come 36 by 25 into rho L1 by A1. So final resistance is 36 divided by 25 into R1. In place of rho L1 by A1, I do write R1. Then it becomes now very simple. We have to find percentage increase in resistance. Very simple. Can I read it now? The upper part? Not required. You have done the fundamentals. You have already taken the course. So percentage increase in resistance means delta R by R into 100. We have to find delta. Final resistance divided by initial resistance divided by final resistance minus initial resistance is change in resistance divided by initial resistance into 100. Final resistance 36 by 25 R1 minus initial resistance is R1 divided by initial resistance R1 into 100. R1 get cancelled, then we will solve it. 36 minus 1, 36 by 25 minus 1 into 100. So 36 minus 25 divided by 25 into 100. So we'll get it to this 11 by 25 into 100. 2500 4 into 11, 34%. This is our answer. So length is increased by 20%. If length is increased by 20%, then resistance, percentage increase in resistance will be 34%. Finding easier? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Have you taken it? Let's see it. Then we will do some numericals. The resistance of a block. You may take rectangular block or square block or circular block, cylindrical block, circular block. Okay, different range of portions. Okay. Square block, very easy. Okay. If you take a square block, just I am showing you. Cubical block. Cubical block. This is a cubical block. So see the method. I am not writing the question. This is a cubical block. Okay. Let each side is a. Suppose it is asked to calculate resistance between these two cross-sectional areas, between any two cross-sectional areas. Answer will say, because it's a cubical block. So let's assume this end is connected to positive, this end is connected to negative. Then these two are area of cross-section, and this is length, and resistance is equal to rho L by A. So resistance, here length is between these two faces, distance is A, length is A, area of cross-section, this is A, this is also A square. So rho by length is A, area of cross-section is A square, length by area, okay, between these two faces, so rho by, the values are given, you can put it easily. Then let's consider now a rectangular block. A rectangular block, okay. Just think, this is a rectangular block, length, breadth and thickness, okay. Length, breadth and thickness. We may take, we may assume these are two area of cross sections. We have to find resistance between these two cross sectional areas. Or you may take, this is the area of cross section and this is the area of cross section. We have to find resistance between two opposite faces also. Between either these two opposite faces or between these two opposite faces. Okay. Let's consider a rectangular block. That is square, cubical block. This is a rectangular set block. Here also, there will be cross-sectional area. Consider any one of the cross-sectional area. Here there is also cross-sectional area. You may take like this for clarity of here representation. Okay. Rectangular set. Okay. This side is a, and this side is there. Let's consider these are two same dimensions, A and A, or you may take any dimension, and dimension is given as 100 meter into 1 meter into 1 meter. So this is 100 meter, this is 1 meter, and this is 1 meter. First bit, resistivity, let resistivity is rho, you may take a value of rho. Let rho is given as 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Rho, resistivity is given. Then first it is asked to find resistance between two square faces. See, is a square face, this is a square face. Of course, we may take rectangular face, doesn't matter. This is A, this is B, and this is L. You may take. So area of cross section is A into B. Here it's a square. We may take. Area of cross section is 1 meter square, 1 into 1 meter square. Length is 100 meters. Then resistance is rho L by A. Between these two faces, this is distance. This is connected to positive. This is connected to negative. Current flows from one cross-sectional area to other cross-sectional area, rho L by A. Then rho is 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Length is 100 meter. Area of cross-section is 1 meter square. Then solving it, we will get 4 into 10 to the power minus 4 ohm. Too easy. Then let's move to second bit. This is first bit. Second bit. Find resistance between two rectangular faces. See, now we will not take these two area of cross section. Now it is asked to calculate resistance between two rectangular faces. See, this is a rectangular face, as I have discussed. This is a rectangular face, and in opposite side there is another rectangular face. Then this thickness is length. If this is taken as area, then this thickness is length. Okay. Then resistance is rho L by. So rho is given 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 L. Here L is thickness. See, if the rectangular shape where is like this, then this is thickness. Here thickness is A, means length is 1. Area of cross section, see, this is length and this is breadth. This is 1 meter, length is 100 meter, then area is 100 into 1. Then we will get 4 into 10 to the power, this is 10 to the power minus 4, this is 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power minus 8. Is it clear? 4 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm. This is, see students, see, this is of uniform cross-sectional area. This is of uniform cross-sectional area. Suppose cross-sectional area is not uniform. Suppose cross-sectional area varies. Beautiful problem, applicable for competitive. You will enjoy this problem now. Okay. I am showing you the diagram, the representation. See, this is a metallic conductor. This is a metallic conductor. This is axis of the conductor. Okay. This is one of the area of cross section. This is final area of cross section. Okay. The radius of this area of cross section, let A. Radius of this area of cross section, O. Radius of this area of cross section, this is center. Radius of this area of cross section, let B. And length of this conductor is L. Okay. So what is given? Resistivity is given rho. Let's take rho. Here in this figure, as we see the figure, the area of cross section here smaller and here larger. Area of cross section varies linear. Area of cross section varies linear. So this is the conductor of non-uniform cross-sectional area. This is the conductor of non-uniform cross-sectional area. Okay, is it clear? Then we have to find resistance of this conductor. Okay, this is a varying cross-sectional area. A beautiful problem. Let's have it. So Let's consider an elemental section. This is also a cross-sectional area. Thickness of this elemental I am showing you first like this. Let's consider an elemental section, very thin section. Very thin section. Let thickness of this thin section, this thickness is dx. And this is at a distance x from one end. Let's consider an elemental section of thickness dx at a distance x from one end. Okay? Join this. Okay? Join this. See, this is cylindrical, but actually this is a tapering section, this is cylindrical. Okay? Let this angle is theta. This angle is theta. Obviously, this angle you may take theta, and you may consider any angle. This angle is theta. See, the total distance, this total length, not length used practically, this is radius. See, I am showing you here. Area of cross section of this end is a area of cross section. Sorry, radius of area of cross section is a, radius of area of cross section is b. Okay, this is any section. This is any section. So it has radius of area of cross section is y. This is y. We may consider a cross sectional area of radius y. This is your third. Okay. So this angle is theta. You just see. You just see. This angle is theta. Okay. This angle is theta. The total length is y. Okay. The strip is of thickness dx. So what about this length? If this total length is y, then what about this length? See, this total length is y. Okay. So this is a, means this is a. So this length is y minus a. See, this is y, this is a. So this is y minus a. See, this part, this part. This part is y minus a. Similarly, this length. This length. The total radius is b, and this is a. So this is b minus a. Total is b. This is a. So this is this part. This part. This part is b minus a. Okay. Now I will bring this diagram outside so that you can visualize it clear. This length is y minus a, this length is b minus a, this angle is theta, so this distance is x, this total distance is L. Is it clear? I have brought this part, y minus a, this is y minus a, this length is x, this is b minus a, this total length is L. Then see, this angle is 90, this angle is 90. Then tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. Here perpendicular is y minus a, base is x, p by b. Here the same triangle, sorry, same angle theta, then perpendicular is v minus a, base is L. Is it clear? Tan theta is y minus a divided by x, also tan theta is b minus a divided by L. Is it clear? Now equate these two. Tan theta is this much, also tan theta is this much. Now I equate these two. Okay. Now the cross multiply L. Cross multiply L. L1 minus LA. Cross multiply x. XB minus XA. Clear? See. Diameter varies. Here, sorry, radius varies. Here radius is a, here radius is y, here radius is v. So radius varies linearly. Okay. So linear distance varies from 0 to L, from 0 to L, and this is any distance x. Okay. Means x increases, value of x is 0 here, and value of x is L at the end. So now differentiating both sides, L dy by dx, dy dx of y is dy by dx, then d by dx of LA is 0, L is constant, this radius is constant, then d by dx of xb is b, minus d by dx of xa is a. So what we get? Dx is equal to this cross multiply, or I am taking another step, n into dy by dx is equal to b minus a, so this implies dx is equal to cross multiply, dx is equal to l dy divided by b minus a. So I am writing here the result, dx is equal to l dy divided by b minus a. dx, this thickness we get. Okay. Now I can erase this resistance of this elemental strip. Resistance of this elemental strip, let dr. So resistance is rho L by A. Resistivity is rho. Its length is dx. Its area of cross section, see, I have taken area of cross section is pi y square. Here area is pi a square. Here area is pi b square. Here area is pi y square. So I think it's easier for you. Is it clear? Are you really understanding? Okay. Give me your comment. Okay. If you want, I may repeat this in the next lecture. Give me comment. Only for this numerical, if you comment me to repeat, then I will repeat. And very soon I am going to plan to open WhatsApp group for you all. And in next planning, and I have planned, I will not disclose now. So I am so happy on you, my dear children. I have planned to do many nice things from you, and all will be surprise gift to you. And in future, I will never ask you for admission, for money, or for donation. I will never ask you. This is free service to my children, where I am getting your love and affection, your inspiration. Just I need it, your love and affection. Okay? Thanks. So I am telling so many times there is a secret, I will not open. Okay. So this is resistance of the strip. So dr is equal to rho. In place of dx, I will write L dy by b minus a divided by pi y square. So dr, resistance of the strip is rho divided by pi r square into L dy by b minus a. Is it clear? Then dr is equal to, see what are the constant factors, rho L divided by pi into b minus a. See, all these are constant. Relativity constant, length constant, this radius b constant, this radius a constant. Then the remaining facts are 1 by y square into py. To get total resistance, just integrate both sides. Integration of dr, you may take limits from 0 to r. All these are constant. Rho L divided by pi into b minus a divided by pi into b minus a. Integration of 1 by y square into dy. See, here radius is what? We have taken any elemental section of radius y, but here radius is a, which is minimum, and this is cross-sectional area of radius b, which is 5. Then variation of radius is from a to b. Then integration of dr is rho L divided by pi into b minus a. 1 by y square dy, integration is minus 1 by y. Limit varies from a to b. Then resistance is rho L divided by pi into b minus a. Okay. Sorry. Pi into b minus a. Then now put the limits. Put negative sign outside. 1 by b minus 1 by a. Okay. Now I'll solve in this side. This part is brought to this side. Okay. Resistance is equal to rho L divided by pi into b minus a. Then inside bracket minus 1 by b minus 1 by a means a minus b by ab. Okay. Then resistance is equal to rho L divided by pi into b minus a. Multiply negative, it will come b minus a by ab. B minus a get cancelled. Then resistance is rho L divided by pi ab. This is your final answer. Resistance of this wire of non-uniform cross-sectional area is rho. This is first. This is second. This is second, and this is third. This is third. Final answer is rho L divided by pi into a minus b. Rho L divided by pi into a minus b. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Then now let's consider a hollow cylindrical conductor, which is very easy. A hollow cylindrical conductor. Okay, I am showing you the dimensions. This is a cylindrical conductor. Oh, this is a cylindrical conductor, but hollow. See, this is area of cross section. Okay, this is also area of cross section. Okay. So this is a hollow. See, this is hollow. This is a hollow cylindrical conductor. These are the solid parts. Solid parts are hedged. These are the solid parts. Solid parts is hedged. This is also solid part. This is also solid. Okay. So its length is L. Okay. I am bringing this area to outside for clarity of your imagination. See, the inner radius is R1, outer radius is R2, and this is the solid part, and this is hollow. This is hollow part. Okay, inner radius R1, and outer radius R. Okay, we have to find resistance between two end faces. Resistance between two end faces. So what are the dimensions? Let inner radius R1 is given 0.2 meter. Outer radius is 0.3 meter. Length is 3.14 meter. And resistivity, let's 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter. We have to find resistance of this wire between these two end faces. So we have to take, this is area of cross section, this is also area of cross section, but this is hollow. We have to take area of solid part only. Okay. Then I am writing the formula. Resistance is rho L by A. Rho L by A. So what is the resulting area? Cross-sectional area of the solid part. See, outer area is pi R2 square. Inner surface, sorry, inner area is pi R1 square. If you subtract pi R2 square minus pi R1 square, we will get area of this solid portion. Okay. Now, resistance is rho. Rho is 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 into L. Length is 3.14. Bring pi common into R2 square. R2 is 0.3 means R2 square 0.09 minus R1 square. R1 is 0.2 means 0.04. Pi is also 3.14. Pi 3.14 get cancelled. Then what is the resistance? 2 into 10 to the power minus 8. 2 into 10 to the power minus 8 divided by 0.09 minus 0.04 means 0.05. Okay. Then resistance is 2 by 5. This is 5 by 100 means 10 to the power minus 6. Okay. By solving it, 2 by 5 is 0.4 into 10 to the power minus 6. Oh, this is your answer. Okay. Finding easier. Is it easier? Okay. Fine. Okay. Then another little bit. Just I show the method. Okay. Some students may say the lectures are too longer. No, I am not making it longer. What I will get making longer? I have not such ambition to making the lectures longer. Some basic concepts which I can counter. That I am showing the method. See, I am not taking any numerical data. I am showing you the process by taking variable C. This is a semicircular wire. Semicircular wire. Okay. See, this is the cross-sectional area. This is axial thickness. This is axial thickness. This is axial thickness. This is axial thickness. Okay. This axial thickness let d1. This is the radial thickness let dx. Okay. This is center. Inner radius r. Let outer radius is r. If resistivity is given, find resistance between these two end faces. Just imagine. This is a semicircular wire. This is one face, this is one face. See, this is axial thickness, this much. Okay, are you able to see? This is axial thickness, this much. And this is radial thickness. So this is radial thickness, dx. This is axial thickness, dy. So just open it out. See, this is axial thickness dy. This is radial thickness dx. Okay. And outer length will be pi r2. Okay. Inner length will be pi r1. Then how can you get r2? R2 is equal to r1 plus dx. See, inner radius is r1, radial thickness is dx, then outer radius is r2. Okay. Then you have to take average length. Average length is pi r2 plus pi r1 divided by 2. This is length. Then area of cross section, this is area of cross section, is equal to dx into dy. Whatever the values may be given, then resistance is equal to rho L by A. Okay, just have this idea. And all these numericals are highly applicable for your board and some numericals in future. Thanks, my dear children. So again I will meet you in next lecture with beautiful concept, variation of resistance of conductor, semiconductor with temperature. Variation of resistance of conductor and semiconductor with temperature. Thanks.